Hey again from the garden, it's Christina from Sunshine and Flora. So I just wanted to hop on here real quick this afternoon and give you guys an update on my dahlias. Throughout the course of this growing season, I've already filmed numerous videos on my dahlias, and I will link those all down below in the description. I showed you how I plant my tubers, and then earlier this year, I also shared how I was rooting the tubers, taking cuttings, and actually some of my dahlia plants that are starting to put on the most bloom so far are the plants that I grew from those cuttings. And so I just want to go ahead and walk you around the garden and show you what everything's looking like. I have dahlias planted outside here in the garden, and then I have a whole bunch also planted in the hoop house. So I think first we'll take a look at the ones here planted in the garden, and then we'll end in the hoop house. And a side note, if you follow me on Instagram or anything, we are past the excessive heat warning that we had for 4 days. It finally is feeling better outside. It was 128 real temperature one day in my hoop house, which is just insane. So we're past that and finally into better weather. All right, let's walk around. So here is a current look at the garden. Things are really filling in. The flowers are and the weeds are. I have really got to do some weeding next week. All of these wispy things down the path are grasses, most of which are coming from my status. So next week, that is definitely on the to-do list. But the flowers are just growing great. I mean, you can see how much status is in this bed. I do have one pumpkin that is not staying on the trellis very well. This is my midnight pumpkin, so I may have to help that along. But let's take a look over here. This is where all the dahlias are in this garden. Also, there is a pathway here. My honeywort's completely taking it over, so next week I will probably be cutting this back and taking a lot of it out as well. So I'm going to show you some close-ups of these dahlias, but just looking back, you can see how nice and tall the plants are getting. Some of them are 4, getting close to 5 feet tall, and you'll see I am using the organza bags already. We are having a heavy infestation this year of the corn rootworm beetle. In Northwest Iowa, we're surrounded by cornfields, but also, if I walk this way, I can show you my business is right next to our elevator. So everyone brings their corn to the elevator, and then I think all of the beetles just come right over to my garden. Probably not all of them, but it really seems like it. Anyway, I use these organza bags to cover my dahlias every year just to save them from all the bugs. I will also link these down below in the video description, but I tend to like the 6x9 size. Then the dahlias have plenty of room to grow. This, I think, is going to be one of my favorite varieties of the year. It's one of the tubers I purchased from Gray Girl Farms. I lost my tag, so I am not sure what it's called, but it is going to be a stunner. Here is my third row of dahlias, which honestly is probably kind of hard to see in the sun. These were all planted as tubers, and some of these plants are just 2 to 3 feet tall. This second row was also planted as tubers, but some of these are getting a little bit taller. I think in this row I may have some cafe au laits, so that could be a reason. But my first row right over here, let's take a look at that one. This is the patch of all of the cuttings that I took, and these are looking so amazing. Now, even though I grew these as cuttings this year, they are developing full plants, and these will produce tubers just like any other dahlia plant. So by taking cuttings from my tubers in the winter, I am just expanding my stock that much more. And just look at how awesome these blooms look. This is a white variety, and it's in my question mark area. I don't even know what it is, but it is awesome. This one also has a question mark because some of my tubers became unmarked. I'm wondering if this is going to be Gets Crazy because it's going to have yellow in the red. I am not sure, but it's growing really good. Here's another view of the patch. Now I will be coming out here with some more organza bags very soon because this bud right here is to the size where I should already have it covered. So I will probably, when I'm done filming this video, come out here and cover all of these buds. I actually like to go ahead and put the bag on when the buds are this small, just to get them covered before the bugs get a chance to do anything to them. So this area is watered daily with soaker hoses. I have 2 soaker hoses running down each path of the dahlias right at the base of the plants, so they get a really good soaking every morning. All right, let's head out to the hoop house, which is that direction. So this is the additional area of growing space that I have. This was all put in this year. The hoop house I have is from Grower Solutions. It's a 16 by 28 hoop house, and that is where the rest of my dahlias are. All right, here they are. These also get watered daily. I do not have drip run in the hoop house this year, but that definitely is on the list for next year. And these were all planted from tubers, and you can see these are growing very well also. Now, some of these I probably should have pinched for a second time. You can see some of the stems on these plants maybe are a little thicker than they should be, but I think they'll be okay once they start branching out. While these plants are looking good, I do think the ones outside look a little better. And this is the hottest part of the day, so I think that they may just be a little bit wilted, but they're starting to get some beautiful blooms on them, which under the bag, it's kind of hard to tell. But I am just really excited to start seeing these bloom. Oh my gosh. Let's walk around the other side so I can show you a few of the blooms over there. I am not noticing the bug pressure as much in the hoop house, even though I have the sides up all the time. They're just not making their way in here, which is great. But I am still covering everything with an organza bag. This is the Cornell variety, I believe. And see, like this bud right here, I should go ahead and cover that one, and definitely this one. But that is unharmed. Looking good. Ooh, that's gonna be a pretty one, whatever that variety is. When all of these start blooming, I will be doing a full dahlia tour video. I wanted to look at this variety over here. Oh my goodness, can you guys see that? Let's get this out of the way. That is gonna be a beauty. I plan to do an extensive hoop house video later on in the season as well, but I am feeling so lucky to have this space this year. And I'm sure at the end of fall and the beginning of spring next year, I will love it even more. Okay, so that's gonna do it for this video. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on how my dahlias will doing. Again, I will link all of my previous dahlia videos down below in the description, along with the organza bags that I order. And when all of them are full of blooms, probably in about, I don't know, 3 to 4 weeks, I will do a full dahlia tour so you can see all the varieties that I'm growing. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Stay tuned for a lot more videos coming up. I have 2 more ready to post already, so watch for those. We'll see you soon.